Hello, this is Kelly, and this is Isolation Protocol 173. Yes, I checked. Um, my computer is doing all kinds of weird stuff. It is September 6th. It is the middle of the afternoon, and although it feels and appears overcast, that is not clouds, that is smoke. Up until a few minutes ago, the sky was bright orange, but now that the sun is directly overhead, it's somewhat grayish instead. And in about another hour or two, it will be bright orange again just because of the scatter effect. I forget the name of the scattering effect, whatever. Yep, there's science behind why the sky turns orange, except for, when the sun is directly overhead, when it's covered with smoke. The smoke is really bad. Uh, but not as bad as when we were going over Ebbets Pass and Monitor Pass, because those passes are right where the fires, one of the fires are. In fact, there were detour signs warning people not to take one of those passes, but the pass had just been reopened because they'd been able to put down enough fire retardant to not have the fire danger coming down as far as the pass, the road. So, yeah, but the whole family was here. It was, well, all of my sisters were here at my brother's house, and several of the cousins, about half of the cousins. So it's been a lot of fun. Everybody has been staying very distant, which is why, yeah, I'm in camping gear. Hold on, let me turn this a little bit. There's my tent. Yep, they've got a nice big tent for the backyard. There was another tent farther around the house. Um, a tent trailer with the pop-up tent trailer, and then my sister has a pop-up sleeping pod on top of a roof rack of their pickup truck. So you climb up this ladder and go into a large coffin-shaped box on the roof of their truck. So yeah, lots of fun. uh, we had the memorial service for Mom and the scattering of the ashes to the four winds, and it was absolutely beautiful. We had told stories about her the night before, told stories about um, how our childhood and stuff, and how we are such creative family altogether. Everybody is in some kind of creative um, uh, they've got some kind of creative outlet of some sort. Because yeah, we blame it on her, but it's blame as in give her the credit for us all being so creative. Uh, she, when the TV broke when we were very young kids, she did not get a new one for years. So for years, we had to be creative in our own entertaining. So we all learned at least one musical instrument. We were all in some kind of sports or gymnastics or dance or some fine art of some kind. I did pottery and what did I do? Pottery, guitar, clarinet, and piano. So we all had to have at least two activities, and my sisters and brothers were on swim team doing dance, gymnastics, trombone, trumpet, saxophone. One of my sisters even tried doing drums, but um, yeah, that was loud. But we had a huge house. We had a duplex that Mom had um, opened up to make a single house, and so the second kitchen was actually our art room because, running water and all that stuff was all there. Big open dining room type area that we used um, for our art stuff, and it was a great childhood. So we talked about all of that kind of stuff. We sang songs, read poetry that she liked from one of her favorite books by Shel Silverstein. Um, yeah, it was really really nice, and we all stayed quite distant. Um, we've been eating all of our meals and everything out here under, let me see if I can circle around this way. Yeah, we all had separate tables, logs and stuff that we were sitting on, um, different benches and everything, and they all very, very spread out. Um, the food was buffet style, so, and it was all packaged up. There is a bunch of squirrels running across the roof of the house. So yeah, it was absolutely, absolutely wonderful being up here with everybody. I did throw my hip out, so I have not been able to do anything. So while they are off in several small groups right now doing things, I am staying here. Yeah, they are mostly heading up the hill, and the smoke is much, much worse the higher you get. So I'm not looking forward to going over the pass again. We are at 7,000 feet here, I think. 7,500 to the top of the mountain that they live on here. The pass goes up to 8,500 feet, which is, it was almost 9,000 feet where we scattered Mom's ashes, and I could barely breathe. The smoke was so bad. We could not see the minarets. It's minaret overlook. We could not see the minarets. It was just beyond the immediate neighborhood trees. It was like the world didn't exist. It was just a cloud of white smoke as far as you can see, which wasn't far, which was not far. So we came back down. We didn't stay up as long as we wanted. We came back down. I did bring my laptop. I have been doing some editing. Since I can't really go anywhere right now, I'm kind of glad that I brought my laptop to do some editing. Although I'm in so much pain, editing is going a lot slower. Yeah, I got camping here. I just realized, I just noticed my reflection in the computer screen. What else? My sister-in-law has befriended a scrub jay, this gorgeous blue scrub jay, who is sitting there wondering why I am talking to myself. She usually sits here and talks to him, uh, and he's wondering, who is that person in Kim's place? So, anything else? That's about it. Uh, yeah, I need to stop now because the pain is starting to hurt. So that was my check-in for today for isolation protocol day 173. I will be back in town on Tuesday, and we'll be doing a reading. Um, Girl Unseen, since my editing is going slower than I expected this weekend, I may still have it. So I may read from that, or I may read from last year's NaNoWriMo project as I'm getting ready to do this year's Nano project. I don't know if you can hear that, Jay. Yep, he's, he's sitting there in the flower pot yelling at me. It is absolutely gorgeous up here. I wish I could stay, but I can't handle snow. Yeah, and the snows, there's snow on the ground probably 8, 9, sometimes 10 months out of the year. There is still patches of snow up on the mountain. In fact, there's what they call the earthquake fault, which is a huge crack in the ground that is just, crack. They've got little bridges going over it, just a few feet wide, but uh, as far down as you can see. But snow has gone down into the crack, of course, and packed down enough because people will sometimes go down there and walk across the snow. And the snow is now permanent. It is so far down in there that it does not melt. So it's there year round. And it just keeps piling up, and occasionally a little bit of it will melt because it just gets warm, but the sun never shines on it. So yeah, there's a snow floor on this big crack that you can climb down into on one end and walk down, climb out the other side. Yeah, it's very geologically fun place. There are volcanic vents. The lakes are all um, very, very deep, except for a couple that are slightly shallow because they're just depressions that have filled in. But most of the lakes are very deep and icy cold because they are volcanic cones that have filled in with ice and snow and that has melted, and so now there's a lake. Anything else? There's an obsidian dome, which is the middle of a volcano where the ground has eroded away and left the obsidian. The uh, pumice fields, which is basically obsidian that exploded because it was so hot. It boiled obsidian, and then when it cooled, it's so lightweight that it actually floats. Um, it's like the styrofoam of rocks. And anything else? Just absolutely wonderful up here. It's a very small town, but it's a very tourist town, and all of the businesses have set up um, booths like you would find at like a farmer's market or stuff in front of their businesses so that people don't go inside. Everything is done outside right now. The streets, it's a nice walking town. People here are usually very active, so they're walking or biking, and the streets are just full of people, all being very careful to stay there 6 to 8 feet apart. Uh, very few, very few people actually drive in this town. Once they get here, they kind of stay. So you might drive up to see some of the slightly more distant sites like the hot springs or something of that sort. But for the most part, everybody walks. That's very, very nice to see. Anything else? I've been talking and blabbering on long enough. So that's it for today's update. Now I'm really, really stopping. Yep, really am. Because my throat is getting dry from all this smoke, and I've got my Wonder Woman water bottle with me. All right, see you later. See you on Tuesday. Bye.